After years of anticipation, we finally got the trailer for the sequel of James Cameron's CGI epic Avatar. Needless to say, we were excited to see it, but disappointed with what we got. In today's video, we're going to be dissecting that trailer and what we can expect from Avatar: The Way of Water. Stick around because you're not going to miss a single second of this video. Expectations were high for this trailer, so what happened? The expectations for this trailer and for this movie were astronomically high. And yet the trailer massively disappointed fans. So what happened? Well, fans didn't get to see the trailer until it had already been viewed by a lucky few at this year's CinemaCon event earlier this year. And while most people enjoyed it, a great deal of critics described the trailer as quite possibly the best thing to ever grace the eyes of cinema fans, and that when the world sees it, world peace would be achieved and global warming would cease to exist and everything that's wrong with the world would be magically solved thanks to the majesty of this trailer. So when we finally got to see it, it left fans wondering if we actually got a different trailer than the one that the critics at CinemaCon saw. Fans expected this trailer to be mind-boggling and so fantastic that it was going to be ready to hop on the hype train for the Na'vi people to take back their planet from some existential threat. However, that was not what we got at all. Instead, we got a relatively slow trailer that showed us nothing new. We saw the Na'vi people jump and prance around their homeland and saw Jake Sully majestically fly a lizard bird hybrid monster right along the surface of the water, and we saw how far the CGI had come since 2009, which was not very far at all. This trailer was nothing like it was described to us, so obviously it felt way below our expectations. But even if our expectations were not set as high as they were thanks to the flapping gums at CinemaCon, this trailer still would have fallen short of what the fans truly wanted. And why did this trailer not do it for us? So, was it the trailer's fault or our fault? While the trailer was pretty terrible, it may not have been the trailer's fault per se. Yes, I believe that the trailer could have included some action shots or at least let us in a bit as to what to expect from the film itself, but we may be the ones to blame for the trailer being this bad. Our expectations for blockbuster films and their subsequent trailers are now sky high thanks to most other Disney projects, such as anything from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and anything from the Star Wars universe. Whenever they released a trailer, it's a huge hype fest that gives fans some insight on the film and gets everyone fired up to see it. For example, the latest trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder showed fans a glimpse of Christian Bale as the villain, Gore the God Butcher, as well as some really cool shots of Thor and Jane Foster. It got fans excited to see the movie and gave fans a small idea as to what to expect from the movie. It didn't spoil the movie or reveal too much, but it did get us interested to see the film. Moreover, the trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus series following Obi-Wan Kenobi, titled the same name, gave us shots of Kenobi, the Inquisitors, a young Luke Skywalker, and of course, Darth Vader. We now know exactly what to expect from this show, without having the epic lightsaber fights and heart-wrenching moments stripped from us before the release of the show. This trailer did none of that. Instead, I'm sitting here knowing there is going to be a sequel for 2009's Avatar film. That's it. I also know that there will be water in the movie, but I have no idea who or what the villain is, or what to expect from the movie other than the fact that it will look great. That's not what a trailer is supposed to do in this day and age. If Disney and James Cameron want to get fans back on board with this franchise, they're going to have to do better than this. In fact, I actually think that this trailer was such a huge mistake for the franchise, and it appears that the people in charge of this movie don't see what they've done with releasing this movie, but they may have doomed it months before it even hit theaters, and it may be too late to save it. This trailer did more harm than good for the franchise. A good trailer usually leaves fans wanting more, and it usually entices people to go and buy a ticket the second they can. It usually makes people want to clear their schedules on that day the movie releases to go and see the film before anyone else. But this trailer did the exact opposite. It probably would have gone and seen this film on day one if there was no trailer or a trailer that was actually good, but now I know that I'm not gonna waste my time going on the day it opens in a packed theater, the trailer showed me that this movie's gonna be relying on the visuals and nothing else, as it appears that the trailer has such a lack of original substance that they refuse to show even a second of it. This trailer made me see that this movie, and possibly the franchise, is in one big heap of CGI randomness that's meant to visually impress, and that's it. While I enjoyed the first Avatar movie, I honestly can only remember a handful of scenes, and if the movie didn't look even half as good as it actually did, I don't think that this film would be as highly regarded as it is. The movie is pretty average, if I am being honest, especially when you consider that the entire final act is just the movie Alien reshot with better CGI, and the alien being the good guy. We may have been blinded by the fact that the film looked so good that we actually forgot to look at the plot's substance. It appears that the movie has been looked up with rose-colored glasses since the day it has been released. But by now, every movie has great visuals. The Star Wars films, the MCU, the DCEU, any blockbuster film really, all have tremendous visuals, and now it's going to take more than just a great-looking movie in order to get butts in seats. If this movie wants to have people fill its seats on day one, it's going to have to release a new trailer, and fast. They're going to have to prove to the world that this movie and this franchise is way more than just flashy visuals. Is this franchise doomed? As I just mentioned, the first Avatar movie premiered in a time in which films actually could not look as amazing as Avatar did. Or so we thought, of course, until we got to see it. This movie stunned audiences with how great the visuals were and with how grand the movie felt. The movie feels huge, and every character feels almost like a superhero in their own right. The characters are all these larger-than-life personalities that are exploring this vast new world. The planet seems like something out of a galaxy far, far away, and it brought so many people back to the grandeur nature of films that explore a place other than Earth. It was something truly amazing, but now it seems like literally every film that comes out these days is about a big cast of characters that are larger than life and exploring a planet or universe other than Earth. So who is Avatar going to become stronger, bigger than that? How is Avatar going to beat or at least compete with the large franchises of today? Back in 2009, there were only two MCU movies, Iron Man and The Incredible Hulk. And obviously Avatar is at least on par with the original Iron Man, at the very least. But now Avatar: The Way of Water has to compete with literally over 30 total MCU projects and over 10 total Star Wars projects, as well as the MonsterVerse franchise, Stranger Things franchise, and the millions of other fantasy sci-fi franchises that have emerged and outperformed Avatar in terms of originality and plot. If this franchise wants to compete with everything that has come since its original movie, it's going to have to find a way to adapt, and honestly, I don't think this movie's going to have that. That's right, I am betting against this movie. I think since this movie and this franchise have been in the works for so long, I think it's missed its opportunity to be something original and creative, and will now be seen as a derivative copy of other projects that have come since the first film. Unless this franchise can grow and become something we have never seen before, I think this movie and this franchise will be a DOA before the film even releases later this year. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.